Welcome back. You're watching News Desk. Thank you for staying with us. My name is Kelley Boss. I'm here for Business at 1. Now we start in the banks, where Family Bank Group has reported a 15.4% increase in profit before tax to 1.5 billion shillings for the first 3 months of 2025, up from 1.3 billion recorded last year. The performance was driven by sustained growth in increased income, a strong balance sheet, and prudent cost management. Total assets rose by 19.2% to 174 billion. Driven by a 10% growth in the loan book, which stood at 96.2 billion, and a 3.3% increase in investment and government securities.
Now, in our 5-year strategic plan, we have put in an item for next year. And this item is we are going to list our shares in the stock exchange.
Our deposits, which is the money that we get so that we are able to fund our initiatives and as well as we do to grow our assets. We have a deposit of 132.2 billion, which is a growth of 20% year on year. It is not a mean achievement, so we can appreciate that growth.
Our liquidity
means to transition to clean cooking and also clean energy access without having debts. We see that currently the debt in African countries is really going up. So governments can be able to transition through advocating or signing for grant-based mechanisms instead of loans, because grant systems will not lead us to more debts.
Notice that more than 80% of Africa, or rather even in Kenya, we are still using biomass energy, which means it's either charcoal or firewood. Well, that means we still have a challenge of transitioning to cleaner energy. So what the government is doing now is probably to make it more efficient by having cleaner cooking stoves, by looking at how you can calibrate systems that are there so that we can be able to start transiting by making it.
And one of the biggest problems is lack of quality and improved seed for the farmers to use to increase their productivity. COMESA countries of 21 member states requires about 2 million metric tons of quality and improved seed to enhance production of the different staple foods of COMESA. But unfortunately, the member states of COMESA are only producing 500,000 metric tons, and that's not enough. So this has contributed to the food insecurity.
Now let's talk climate resilience. Now residents of Atan village, Ngaramera ward in Isiolo County.
Hatukuwa tunafanya kitu kama hii. Kitambo ilikuwa wamama wanaenda msituni. Mahali ya kuchotea maji tulikuwa tunaenda kilomita mingi. Lakini kwa saa hii tunashukuru NRT kwa vile wametuchimbia maji. Na pia hii maji imeenda mpaka manyumbani. Imesaidia wamama kuwapunguzia ile wakati walikuwa wanatumia kwenda kuchota maji pale mbali.
Now, Safaricom has today unveiled improved credit solutions for businesses by expanding its solutions to micro, small, and medium businesses. The initiative aligns with Safaricom's commitment to driving financial inclusion for businesses across Kenya. Businesses will now have access to credit through an overdraft fund
of tills, but we shouldn't take for granted. We should continue to push further.
Well, that story from Safaricom does it for Business at 1. Coming up next is Robinson Okenya with sports.